The Iowa Hawkeyes are 6 days from capping off their football season against Kentucky in the Music City Bowl. While the Hawks may have fallen a little short of some fans' hopes this season, one group of self-proclaimed sickos enjoyed every second of it. Iowa's News Now anchor Mitch Fick explains how they turn their passion into some holiday happiness.
We're a little bit different.
If you want to know about the Sickos committee, just hop on Twitter during a college football game.
And this one again gets away into the end zone. Record, there's a new FCS record.
Your typical college football fan is going to watch, the top-ranked team versus another ranked team. We're the ones that like to find the games that are a little bit off the beaten path or maybe a little bit lower down tier wise.
The passion is on full display.
Is it possible we already have the Sickos game of the year in week one?
A lot of people were saying that, and it's hard for me to disagree.
We love it all. We want to watch it all, no matter what it is. We consider all football good football because it is football.
This all started during the pandemic-shortened 2020 season. A small group of college football fanatics got together that don't necessarily root for the Blue Bloods.
Myself, I'm a fan of Louisiana Monroe. We have, Pitt fans, UConn fans, UMass fans. We have Iowa fans, Nebraska, Purdue. The Big Ten West is really well represented in the committee.
The committee and its 80,000 followers really liked the Iowa Hawkeyes in 2022.
Our number one team. We take our hats off to you, Iowa Hawkeyes. Don't need to make any changes.
From that wild opening game,
the Iowa touchdown, 2 safeties and a field goal, and you won that game. All right, and don't forget you did win that game, even though it may feel like a loss.
To a game that took 7 hours to get done.
I think it was the 4.5-hour rain delay. Just jokingly tweeted at the time, I was like, are any of our followers at that game right now waiting in the rain delay? And a couple of them replied back, a lot actually.
The group even picks their own Sickos national champion every year. Back in 2020, it was Michigan. They finished 2-4. Last season, it was Nebraska. This season,
Iowa was basically the clear-cut national champions for the committee this entire year.
And for the second year in a row, the Sickos are using that big following for good.
Let's try to do something nice.
They're raising money for Community Crisis Services Food Bank.
There are people from all over the country that have been donating.
Julia Winter heads fundraising for the food bank. She was a little confused at first when the Sickos came calling.
He ended up saying we're part of a college football fan base that likes to focus on the less favorable side of college football, and we'd like to do a fundraiser for you. And so I asked him, what's the name of your club again? And he said, I actually didn't mention it. It's called the Sickos Committee.
I have trouble explaining this to, my parents, and it's very hard.
But the donations are coming at a perfect time. Visits to Community's food bank are up 26% from July to September this year compared to last.
We're seeing 1,000 families a week shop at the food bank. So this has really significant impact in our community.
It's a bright spot in a college football season with a lot of ups and downs.
We hoped the Hawks would have a better season than they did, and unfortunately it didn't turn out great, but regardless, I think this is a win.
Mitch Fick, Iowa's News Now.
If you're curious where the name Sickos came from, it's from the satirical website The Onion. Their moniker originally is from the cartoon like this one you see right here. The Sicko is in the right-hand corner. The group is not affiliated with The Onion, but the site allows them to use the cartoon on their Twitter handle. The fundraiser is tentatively running through the end of the Quick Lane Bowl tomorrow afternoon. Today, they've eclipsed $4,000. We have a link to the donations page at iowasnewsnow.com.